We review it Wednesday.
I think it's absolutely insane that anybody would bring their kids to this certainly under the age of like 13.
Introducing your host.
I know there's been a lot of speculation of whether or not I am Matt Logan. And yes, I am Matt Logan.
I'm Tyler. Tyler Peterson.
Slugheads.
So I was a deranged child, in case you did not know. Weird interests as a kid. And I remember one year for Christmas, you know what I really wanted? A Barbie doll.
Not a Ken doll?
Not a Ken doll. And I got it.
There you go.
And I don't remember whatever happened to it or why the heck I ever wanted a Barbie. But yeah, I just had some weird quirks. And so when Barbie was announced...
No one would have ever guessed.
Yeah, that's right. So when Barbie was announced, I was... piqued my interest. Actually, I had no idea what this movie was about. I remember...
it was about wasting my time.
Yeah, wasting my time. I didn't know what it was about, and so to convince Megan to go, she wanted to see a trailer. And so when I saw the trailer, or then I showed her the trailer and actually understood the context of the film for the first time. I was like, I have no idea what this movie is going to be about anymore.
I'm gonna say this. I am gonna stay away from anything other than like actor chemistry, cinematography, and entertainment value. Yeah. Because otherwise we're gonna go down a path that most people don't want to go down.
No.
What I'll say is I've said this before. I believe that in art, you put your art out there, and if people like it, that's fantastic. If they don't, shut up.
Yep. And
people have gone to the box office.
Yep.
And what I've seen is a lot of, female, but that's what the reports have been. A lot of female, obviously, have gone, and they're around my age.
Yeah.
And things like that. So, hey, it did what it needed to do. It made some money.
Yeah.
Don't...
Biggest hit since the pandemic. Grossed the most.
Is that what it did? Yeah, I knew so. I knew it was doing well. I haven't looked for quite a few days. So, yeah, it's pushing. It's 850 million.
Yep.
So yeah. I think it's absolutely insane that anybody would bring their kids to this certainly under the age of like 13.
And how in the world? Okay, we're gonna get slight side.
I got to be careful. I don't want to do that, but
okay. But like,
I mean, for myself.
Yeah. How do they market? Like, Barbie is marketed towards kids and nostalgia. Like, kids buy Barbie. Like, how do you not at least put a little disclaimer of like, this movie is not suitable for children? Because if I were like, again, I was a strange child, if I was a little kid and I would say, hey, let's go to Barbie, like, if I were a parent, I'd be like, all right, yeah, that's fine, like, let's go watch it.
Yeah, it would make sense.
It's like the TMNT movie coming out. It's like, yeah, I love Ninja Turtles, so I want to go see it.
It's out now, right?
Yeah.
I'm
excited about
recording.
That one. Yeah.
We're doing that, right?
I was going to talk to you about this afterwards because we don't have it yet, but I think we should switch.
Because I haven't looked at the list today.
I think we should switch it with Meg.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
I can do that.
Because then we have Blue Beetle.
It's on record.
Yeah. Yeah. So we can't change it now. And I just don't know how you just don't have a disclaimer of anything of like, hey, just so you know, it may not be the best for kids. Like, never saw that in any of the marketing.
No.
And that's a huge disservice.
Ryan Gosling, he's a good actor.
Yep.
Whatever.
Are we going straight into actor chemistry now?
I can't talk about anything.
That's fair. I just want to make sure we're transitioning.
I'm gonna go down some paths here. I mean, the truth is they went down a path. Political statements in this.
Yep.
Cultural statements in this.
Yep.
To put it mildly, and people don't care what I have to say about it. So I'm just gonna.
What would have been fun?
I'm gonna color by the numbers.
You know what I really wish they would have done? actually there's a whole lot of things I wish they would have done in this film that they didn't. But like Mattel does so many different toys, and they didn't reference really any of the other ones. Like, why didn't they even do a slight G.I. Joe reference? That would have been fun, and would have been small. But guarantee you, husbands are being dragged into this by their kids and stuff, and like, at least it would have been somewhat intriguing. Like, oh yeah, I remember playing G.I. Joe.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that was just an interesting way to go about it, I guess.
Kate McKinnon was a great deranged Barbie.
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah, I think
she was fun.
She was my favorite character.
I 100% agree with that.
I loved most every scene that she was in, or again most, but the splits, the weird quirky personality, especially after watching some of the SNL stuff she did.
Yeah,
I was like, man, they really cast her perfectly for, like, she was the perfect casting for that role.
Yeah, totally.
And I like the meta comment of where Barbie was feeling bad about herself and feeling like ugly or whatever it was, and the narrator was like, they cast the wrong person for people to sympathize.
Margot Robbie, I know, yeah.
It was like, all right, that's funny.
Yeah, there was.
And I wish they would have dived into that. Like, that's what it should have been.
Yeah, exactly. But the kind of statements that they were clearly making in this,
no regrets.
Yeah, it was weird.
The whole last 35 minutes of the film. The weird interview.
The Constitution thing.
Yeah.
You know, and it was just bizarre to me.
No, I'm talking about like, even the whole, like, Barbie had the conversation with the creator of Barbie.
Oh, yeah.
That was incredibly weird.
Yes.
And unnecessary.
Yes. Right. Yeah, I don't know. It was just, I mean, people are going out to see it. They're telling their friends to go see it. So great, whatever. The problem I have mainly is that people say, well, there's no political statements in there and there's no cultural. I'm like, okay.
Greta Gerwig
is
even inciting that stuff. So if you're being delusional of like there's no statements being made, the director is very clearly stating that there are statements being made in this film.
Yes.
And so if you're saying there's not, even though the artist of this film said there is, then clearly you're watching something else.
Yes.
Like, what's new, Scooby-Doo? Like, you're just not catching what this movie is about.
Yes. That is the weirdest part to me. Yes. Yeah. That it's clear.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, there's nothing in there. Like, yeah, okay. Sure. So actor chemistry.
Ryan Gosling, Margot Robbie, Kate McKinnon.
I really we should do a commentary on some of these movies and have it as a separate, right?
Yeah.
Like, because there's some definite commentary that I could go for.
We have thoughts. For better or for worse, I do think they all work together well for the film and what they were trying to tell.
Yeah, they did.
And so if I'm taking my personal bias,
the whole "I'm gonna beat you off" thing, you know, I mean, that was like they didn't crack.
No.
You know, I mean, how could you not crack?
And Ryan Gosling's whole face the whole time, like, they were very good at the characters they were in.
Yes, 100%.
So I think what my scores are going to be very different than how I actually feel about the film.
Yes.
Because
which is why we do it this way.
I was thinking about that on the way here. Of like, overall entertainment is going to be the only thing where people are going to be like, oh yeah, this is how I actually feel about the film, because cinematography again was
good,
on par.
Yeah. So I'm a 4.2 on actor chemistry.
Yeah, I gave it a 4.3.
Yeah, because they did do a good job.
Yeah.
I mean, they really did. They put everything into it. The comedy hit when it needed to, you know, stuff like that.
The story was there.
Well, yeah, it wasn't a good story.
No, and again, I say it's not a good story.
The problem for me with the story, though, too, is they tried to make it that it is almost like a Barbie autobiography.
Yeah, which is weird.
It's in like real
And
history and
how Mattel, like, or the CEO of, like, Will Ferrell's character knew about Barbie Land and he could go to it whenever, but then they kept him disconnected. That was weird.
Yeah, it was. So that I didn't care for, but the way they portrayed the story was done well. Colors were great.
You had very clear sets.
Yes, there wasn't anything like the things that were fake.
Yeah.
Like
the way they drank things, they ate things. Like, again, there's just so many things about this film. If the story wasn't as crappy as it was, and if it was about anything else about Barbie, and they kept the same places, they kept the same actors, same settings, maybe not go to the real world because I could care less about what's happening in the real world. But like, there was so much fun things that were happening within it, like I have flat feet. Like, that was well done, and the way they portrayed that, and the way the actors reacted against it. The different sets, the car, the way they flipped the car and the rocket ship and everything else like that. Like, there was so many cool sets and things to look at in this film.
Yes. 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
Cinematography for me was a solid 4.6.
Okay. Yeah, I gave it a 4.4.
Yeah. I mean, it deserved it.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I didn't like the real world stuff.
I thought they did a good job, though.
The cinematography, they did a great job.
Yeah. I can't believe that people are saying go see it.
Yep.
It was awful for entertainment purposes, in my opinion. And I would have to say I'm probably for overall entertainment value of this movie, for me personally, was like a 1.6.
Okay. Yeah, I was going 1.8.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
We have to make new graphics now here.
Yeah, with
people
the flat
need to
parts.
understand that with a really low score, we've never made a 1 point.
When we just watched reviewed Oppenheimer, where we gave our first fives.
Yeah.
And now this is the first time we've gone below 2s.
Yep.
I've never been so disappointed in a film. I was semi-excited to go see this because I thought it was just going to be a fun cast. Like Margot Robbie.
It was a fun cast.
Ryan Gosling. Like, they had all the pieces in it that would have just been a very interesting thing to see happen together. And then the story just ripped the guts right out of it.
Yeah. And you know what? People are going to say, oh, you're just two white men.
We are two white men.
So that's fine. I mean,
it's our experience.
Yeah. We're supposed to have, our experience is supposed to be valid. Yep. Apparently it's not, but
we can have a ruling on the first, the First Circuit Court.
Yeah.
It's like, I have so many words.
It was interesting. Very interesting how they did some of those things. But that is it, folks.
Yeah, because
tell us what you think. Please, really tell us what you think. I would really like to know.
At LegitQ at MattyMoviesMix.com. Let's have conversations.
Yeah, let's do it. See you next time.
Hammer the share button. Go ahead and hammer out a comment to us. Go ahead and hammer the like button. Go ahead and hammer the subscription button. Go ahead and hammer the notification bells, because you know what? That's the best way you can support us. We appreciate it.
Stop listening to Podcast Topless. We're Shiny Brand products that are so comfortable you'll think you're topless. Check out shinybrandproducts.com.